Hello, little gremlins. I'm back. So I wanted to do this song from this album that just got released from this band Burly Girlies. And the song is called Mosh out of the EP, Puss EP, which is pretty sick. So if you like Daisy and the Scouts, I think they get the essence of Daisy and the Scouts, and which is really sick. And they just released an EP, so you should definitely go check them out. So so this song is called Mosh and it's great. Also, shout out to Raid, who learned how to play guitar watching my videos, apparently. So cool. So this guitar has two main sections and then a bridge. I think they're tuning the guitar slightly different. I'm not entirely sure, but how it sounds like. So if you have a standard tuning guitar, this is what you're going to be playing in this guitar. So there's two ways of playing this. I'm going to share both ways, and I'm going to tell you which one I like better. First one is on the second to lowest string. You go to the 9th fret, and you have a power chord there. That's an F sharp power chord. And then you go down to the lowest string, 10th fret. That's a D power chord. And then you go to the 7th fret on the same string. Then you go to the 9th fret on that string. A easier way to play this, still within this first configuration, is you keep a little bar chord on the 9th fret of both strings, and then you play that F sharp on the second to lowest string. You play that power chord there, and this is called a super power chord. And what is a super power chord? So you have only two notes really being played. You have the F, and then you have a D sharp, and then you have an F, and then you have a D sharp, and then you have an F. So they're both doubled an octave apart from each other. So the same two notes, but like higher. And a power chord is usually just one of those notes doubled and then the other note. But yeah, so this keeps that finger kind of placed there. And then you jump to the 10th fret on the lowest string, go to the 7 again, go to the 9 again. And when you actually come back to that other chord, you don't change your whole hand. You just put your little ring finger and pinky finger up there. And that creates kind of like, in classical music, we call that a legato, which is just like you extend a note to fill in the whole space. So that makes it like more full, so you don't spend time with like changing chords as much, so you can like do like a fuller sound. So that's one way of playing the verse or the A part. The other way is you play it down here on the lowest string on the 2nd fret. That's the F sharp as well. And then you play on the second to lowest string, you play on the 5th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret. So and you can still play the same way that I just taught you, with like keeping your finger grounded there. It does require a little bit more strength down here, just because it's like a lower part of the guitar, so it's just like it requires more strength, which is totally fine, but it is like, my fingers are already like denting a little bit. So both ways are fine. I like playing the verse in both ways. I think they both sound great. But I don't usually play up here on guitar power chords, and I kind of like it. So I'll pick this one for myself. I'm gonna play this the song on guitar again. So, and this whole thing sounds. And then there's the B part, which is kind of like the chorus or the refrain of the song. And that's two chords. So independent, like if you were playing here or up here, you go down to the 5th fret on the lowest string. and that's the A power chord. And the second chord is the 4th fret on the 2nd to lowest string, and that's a C sharp power chord. And there's a little caveat here, so it's like, so they're actually not playing the 1 on the 3rd repetition. They're skipping. The drummer does like a ba, which is really fun. So it's something to keep track of. So just mute that first note, and then you play the second that you'd be playing. And this whole thing together sounds like. Yeah, and then they go to this like bridge of the song, which is really cool. And then, independent of like where you're playing, my impression that I got from listening to the song is that everyone kind of goes to this like lower note here, this lower F, so 2nd fret on the lowest string, and it kind of just goes like. So just mute that note in, put your palm near the bridge of your guitar, and just chug, chug, chug. And that leads to the guitar solo, which is really fucking sick. I wasn't expecting this song. But it is up here, I think. If you play what I'm playing, it's gonna sound pretty sick on top of it. But I don't know if it's exactly what they're playing, but it is like on the highest string, so the string right here. You're gonna go to the 14th fret. So that's 2 frets above the little 2 dots in your guitar. And then you just play this, the 14th fret, the 12th fret, and the 10th fret very fast. And then it kind of ends on the 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17th fret, which is the equivalent of the 5th fret. So that's the A note, which goes. But yeah, other than that, it's like different amalgamations of those 2 sections with the bridge in the middle and the guitar solo, and I assume the rest you can figure it out. Well, yeah, definitely go check them out. They're really sick. They're out of Vermont, and they make really fun, like punk, like Riot Girl, like style punk music, which is sick. I love when I get like the core, punk, like Riot Girl, like song experience. It's like something that I'm always like looking for. So yeah, go check them out. Burly Girlies. The song is called Mosh Pit.